On Thursday, the automobile to aviation conglomerate Tata Sons took over Air India 69 years after the government had nationalized it and taken control of it from its original founder, Tata patriarch J.R.D. Tata. It was a momentous occasion and a historic moment, but the road ahead is very onerous and it will be fraught with challenges and it will not be very easy. I'm Anirban Chowdhury from the Economic Times, and in this video, we are going to discuss the short and long-term prospects for Air India and the journey that lies ahead for the airline. The takeover that happened on Thursday, like I said, happened after a long process of meetings and discussions and twos and fros. In fact, what I heard is that in the last 6 months, there were close to 30 meetings that the Tata Group had with the Air India executives and with government officials and numerous consultants. And from what I hear, the Tata Group actually raised close to 2,000 queries on several aspects of the airline, on finances, on dues, on operations, on fleet, on workforce. And almost all of that was resolved by the government, and a lot of issues were also solved. Air India has accumulated losses of over rupees 84,000 crore, which is the losses of the last decade or so, and it has a total debt of 62,000 crore on its books, a fourth of which is being taken over by the Tatas, while 3/4 of it is being retired by the government, is being taken care of by the government. So the Tatas, it would be fair to say that as far as most dues are concerned, including some areas to employees and dues to lessors, to vendors, to fuel suppliers, as far as all this is concerned, the Tatas are getting Air India on a fairly clean sheet, which is to say that the government has taken care of most of these dues. In fact, that the government has terminated very costly sale and leaseback deals on 21 787 Boeing Dreamliners. Now, as we know, sale and leaseback deals are agreements in which an aircraft which is owned by an airline is sold by the airline to a lessor at a premium and then leased back. So that was proving very costly for Air India, and the government took care of it. And now the aircraft is on the books of Air India. So all that has been done, but a lot more needs to be done. I think a total of 20 aircraft are on ground. Those need to be brought back up and brought back to operations. And that will entail an investment. The more immediate problem that the Tatas have to grapple with, say in the first 100 days, is the performance of the airline in the sense of the customer experience, basically. So, if you've traveled Air India in the last, or if you've tried to travel Air India in the last 2-3 months, you would have seen that, it's in the customer care and the reservation system, the call centers, etc., are in shambles. You can't reach the call center. You don't get emails you don't get your ticket reservation emails, etc. There are a lot of problems. All that needs to be fixed. And that's what the Tatas aim to do in the next 100 days. The next would be the overall on-time performance of the flights. Then they would probably come to the network, which also needs tremendous degrees of overhaul, because in the last few years, the Tatas have really got into a large number of unprofitable routes and flight slots. The Tatas would need to hire a very capable management team headed by an extremely competent CEO who would be able to take these decisions And when I spoke to some veterans of the industry, they said that it's very important for the CEO to not engage himself in day-to-day performance enhancement measures and look at the bigger picture of capacity, the deployment of fleet and of network. Then what many say is that it would be great for Air India to focus more on international operations and in making a brilliant international product, because there is little that you can do domestically. Remember that 60% of the domestic market is now accounted for by Indigo, which is to say 60% of domestic passengers fly on Indigo. The last thing is that what many have said is that it would be really sensible for the Tatas to merge all three airlines into one entity. It does not make sense for the Tatas to have multiple entities, Air India Express, Vistara, and AirAsia India. So there have been talks of merging AirAsia and Air India Express, and at a later stage, Vistara and Air India. Vistara keeps saying that it's still competing with Air India, but I don't know how that will work out. But what everyone has said unanimously is that it makes sense to have one entity with different products, and that is probably what the Tatas will do. On the branding thing, I would think that it would make sense to retain the Air India brand, because whatever sort of onslaught that it has taken to the brand in the last few years, Air India is still Air India, and it's a huge brand globally. So like I said, Thursday was a momentous occasion. It was actually a historic moment in Indian aviation when the Tatas took over Air India. But the road ahead, like I said, is very challenging, and it'll be some years before the Tatas can restore Air India to its previous glory.